Hello everyone, I bid you welcome. My name is Yooba, and this is one of those very many admonition of our daily reality that I will love you to listen to with me. If only you grasp the depth of this wisdom and the dividends of it, then you will truly start living your life. I've met tons of people in this world who are existing but not living, who are sojourning through life but not exploring, who are barely just occupying space like a matter that have weight. They are not significant. They are so scared of death that they are not appreciating or embracing life at all. They are so heavenly conscious that they are earthly useless. They think that the end of life is death, and death should not come now because they don't want to end their life now. A lot of people who are so sure that there is something when they die, but are not willing to embrace it or even explore it or even peep into it. They preach so much about heaven, but then they don't want to die. This set of people are occupying important positions in our society as people. They are so afraid to even put their leg in the water to test it one way or the other. Maybe the risk that comes with dying could bring about the existence of life, the true life that you can embrace. And if you ask anybody, what is your greatest fear? They said that the fear of losing someone or the fear of themselves being lost. Not lost in terms of geographical location, but sleeping and not waking up. They ultimately feel that this experience they have in this present life is supposed to transcend. They don't want to miss out on actions. I ask people, if you have no memory of where you are coming from, why do you feel so sure of where you are going to? How is it that the simplicity of life cannot be retained in our existence now to make it worth living for us? I said, if you come from nothing, then you are going into nothing. There was no life before birth. There will be no life after death. However, world, the planet, the universe as a whole, comprising of the Earth, the Jupiter, the Mars, the Venus, and all that, have given us a very plain explanation of how things run, even in the realm that we cannot explore yet, which is called spiritual realm or the realm of the unseen. What goes around comes around. Where you start from is where you end. Where you end is where you go back to. It is always in a loop. If you have done what is best in this episode of your life, you will be one of those people who are willing to come back, at least to reap what you have sown. But if you have messed up this episode of life, you will be one of those people who want to hide in their shame or get a reward of either heaven or hell. People who think that there is something using death to cover their secret are the most dangerous people in our world. And you must watch them kill it. If anybody comes to you with the concept of heaven and hell, check them very well. They are scared of death. In African spirituality, those who truly practice it, and those who follow the guidance of Orunmila and all other ancestors who have come and gone, not disappearing like you were told. Nobody became water. Oshun did not become water. I'm not sorry to say. Oshun died like every other human being, but maximized the potential and the power in that particular body mass of water. Oromiyan did not become a pillar. That's a monumental, a memorial erection, just to remember him. You guys do it these days. Why don't you worship the statues of Washington or Abraham Lincoln? Why are you worshiping the Oromiyan? To the point of depraving your mind to think when you bow to the Opa, then see, that's the topic for another day. You are one of those people who are scared of death. Shango did not disappear and became thunder. Shango died like every other person. Ogun did not disappear. Ogun died like every other person. All of them did fantastic things. And they started their journey by not being scared of death. They embraced it. And the only difference between those people called ancestors, which we pour veneration to, and you, is the fear of death. Either you have conquered it, or you are scared of it. An average person only come to Ifa, to divine, because they don't want to die. An average person appreciate and embrace this way of life simply because of the fear of death. If you take the fear of death from the mind of people, they will do incredibly chaotic things. When you pull out the fear of death from the mind of every other person, telling them there is no heaven, there is no hell, they will make mess of this present episode they are in. However, there is such a thing as a repercussion for everything you do. So the religious people, we must give thanks to them. The leaders of your sect, either in this redeem, in that winners, in that love word, in that whatever, are doing fantastic job. What are they doing? They are taming you like a dog so that you don't back yourself to death. In a world where there is no fear of death, in a world where there is no existence of heaven and hell, human beings are capable of destroying the world within 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. When the fear of God in the sky is taken away from the mind of an average child, a child will do fantastically chaotic things. You can see them on the internet everywhere. However, must we, because we want to tame people, not to become rogue, lie to them, just to hold them bound? No, we must give people reality of life. Death happens to us all, and death is not the end of it. The people you look up to today, those you venerate today, people you travel from far and near to meet today, came to a resolution, and it is one: if I die, I die. But there's something I am willing to die for. What are you willing to die for? Knowing fully well that either you are scared of death or not, death will still kill you. Knowing fully well that if you are rich or poor, if you stay home or abroad, if you are tall or short, thin, fat, if you diet or you eat recklessly, death will still kill you. If you are fast or slow, death will still kill you. What would you do differently? Would you stay in the perpetual state of what if not, contemplating till death catch up on you? Or you leave your own name in the sand of time, living every day as if it is your last, making life worth living for others through your own experience and your vista into life? In a certain village, a woman was weeping. She threatened everybody that she's going to kill herself. At about that time, Orunmila was getting to the border of that particular village on that very day. The king of the village had called him for important meeting. Babalawos are legal, spiritual, life, coach and advisor to not only common people, but also highly esteemed and influential people. And they travel around the world. So somebody entered the woman that Orunmila is on the border of the town. If you would go and meet him, he could give you solution to your problem. And the woman ran to Orunmila. Baba wo, imo mo gba mi ke, imo ma wo mi niran. So just don't look at me this way. That's Ekiti or Ondo or whatever. For when my gbodo wo mi niran, omo mi ma gbodo ku be why? She has just lost a son, her only son, her only son. No husband, no other family. She just lost her son. She's a woman of the age of 75. She can't reproduce again. She's at the peak of her own life also, about to exit. Bí nọ́bà sì kú ní fẹ́rú bojú ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ kú fọmọ ẹ̀ rọ́pò. When the fire goes down, it covers itself with ashes. When a planting goes down, it replaces itself with offspring. That's what I just said. So in this way of life, we always believe it is a blessing if we die before our children. I'm telling you fantastically today that either you have a child or you have none. It doesn't remove the fact that you will still die. Either you are fertile or you are barren. The same fate awaits everyone, death. While you are boasting of your fruitfulness, somebody who never had a child is living the best of their life, gaining wisdom, exploring life, becoming useful, becoming monumental in nature, while you are focusing on, I want to raise these children. Sometimes the children will raise them and they never have pity or mercy on you when you are gone. Folks living abroad knows they put you in old people's home and just forget about you living their life. What is your joy then? If you are to say my pride in life is that I was reproductive. I'm not saying offspring is not good, but I'm saying there is nothing in this life that belongs to you, and nothing is worth being proud of at all. If you are married or you are single, you will still die. As a matter of fact, marriage has become the death, the early grave of many people. While somebody who is not married and single out there is exploring life, enjoying the best of it. They are doing fantastic things. Most of your ancestors, whom you venerate today, never got a chance to be with a woman or a man. They stayed celibate. But look at how many women, how many men you have been with today. You are monumental, no? You have money, you will die. You don't have, you will die. Nigeria is not good. South Africa is not good. Africa is a dead zone, shit-hole nation, whatever you call it. And you ran from there and you went to Canada. Somebody landed in Canada today and entered prison today. From prison, they stab him to death. It is still death. Either you fly in a plane or you walk on the ground. Death will catch up on you. So knowing the fact that death is the beginning of life, how would you live your life better than others? Back to our story. My child is dead. I'm 75, I can't reproduce again. That has been my joy, my pride, the only trophy I have in this world. I never had a husband, no money, nothing. Why is the universe so cruel to me? Like the matter of a certain man during one of our live broadcasts who said he wanted to sue his Ori in a court of issue. That was hilarious, right? And that's the beauty of this way of life. When things are not going the way you want them to go, you don't have to count it all joy. Don't give thanks. Ask questions. Query things. You can query the universe. Orunmila, please help me. Ireni Baba Agboniregun Atori eni tí ó sunwọ̀n ṣe Atobajaye Majaya Lolo, they call Orunmila. the present help in times of need. Atoba Jayema Jalo. I'm sure a lot of you, when you go to your church, you psych your God like that in Yoruba. It's not your God that is called Atoba Jayema Jalo. It is Oromila by far, the present help in times of need. So you must know that most of the things that you people use as praise to your God is, but that's not for today. And Oromila said, what you have come to me is possible. I can raise the dead. However, I need just one thing. If you can provide that thing within the next 24 hours, I will raise your child back to life. And the woman said, anything you want, I will give. And Oromila said, I need you to go to a house in this town, any house at all, and pluck a mango fruit from a household that no one has ever died from. I'll rephrase. Go to any house at all in this town, all over this town, within 24 hours. Pluck a mango fruit from a household or a compound that no one has ever died at all. And the woman ran away without thinking. Went to this place. I can see it's the seedling of mango. I want to pluck your mango. But has anybody ever died in this house before? They say, is it today or yesterday? Because our father is dead. The great-grandfather is dead. As a matter of fact, we just buried somebody today. The woman said, oh, not you. Went to the next one. Started running around. The last one she got. These people just entered the town. Just occupied the town. Yeah, good feet. Please, I realize you guys are just coming. So I will assume that your household is a new household. I want to pluck a mango tree from there. Help me. I'm sobbing. My son just died. But by far, Oromila said, if I don't bring a mango fruit from a house where someone has never died, my son will never be raised back to life. And whilst they were talking, the man said, I'm coming. Let me tie some wrapper so I can help you with the stick to bring down the mango tree. However, I need to put a little towel of water on my son's head. It's just about a year old, but he's running fever. Hold on, please. And the woman started shouting for joy with praises in her mouth, very happy, my son will not die, and all of those things. And the man entered. From inside the bedroom, the man shouted, Oro! A wailing of sorrow. His son just gave up the ghost. That was the last household in that town that the woman been to. And suddenly, she sat back. Someone died here too just now. In all the town, no single household that has never experienced death, either of old, young, stillbirth, newborn, of all ages, all cadres. Death happens to us all, and it is inevitable. And I too will still die, just like my son died. And it is not about age, it is about the reality of life. Now I get what this man is trying to teach me. And with joy on her face, the woman ran back to Oromila and knelt down at his feet and said, you, man of wisdom, has taught me the greatest lesson of my life today without saying a word. I have realized that irrespective of how I am, where I am, who I am, the color, my location, death is inevitable. And beyond that, I realized that death is a gift to me to reconcile within myself that any moment I could drop dead, any moment I could stop breathing. So while I'm still alive, I should do my best. I have lived 75 years of my life doing nothing, just looking at this child. Now he's gone. I have lived 75 years of my life holding on to nothing but this trophy, which is gone. I should have lived more, looking beyond the wife I married, seeing beyond the man who married me, thinking beyond the money in my account, living beyond my geographical location, the visa, the passport, my appreciation at work, my promotion in the social space. I should have lived, not putting my trust and my happiness tied to just one thing. I should have explored life. I should have accepted death so that I can truly live. And Ramila said, now that you got the message, it's a good news you can spread with others. The woman went on to live to 102-year-old before she died, fulfilling things and relating the story to every single one who come across her. And that's how we got to know the story today. That death is the gift of life. It will happen to you, it will happen to me. So for a moment, think this could be this man's last broadcast, the greatest gift I can give to you. For a moment, think this could be your last meal. Whilst you were breathing from this morning, over 300,000 human beings have died worldwide. And this is the good news. More than 500,000 human beings have been born into this world. So you need not to worry how the world will continue when you are not there. Worry how your world will be like while you are still here. Don't worry how the world will continue. How your wife will feel, how your husband will, how your children will, how your business will go on when you are not there. Worry about how you enjoy it while you are still here. Because either you like it or not, the universe about vacuum. The moment there is a space, it fills it up. You are not that relevant. You are not in. So you are not indisposable. You are not indispensable. Life happens to us all. And death happens to us all. The very death you are scared of is your only ticket to truly live. So when you come to reconciliation within yourself, that either you are alive or not, life goes on. Either you are here or not, life goes on. Would you allow your own life to go on? Not minding too much of where you step, not thinking too much of who is after you and all. As a matter of fact, I say to you today, when you die, and if truly spirit can see, and your wife is still in town, you almost want to have another spiritual heart attack, seeing how another man will be handling her on your matrimonial bed. And you die because of that man. And eventually you are sealed below the ground level. You'll be amazed how he pounds another woman somewhere. And you'll be amazed at those who came to mourn you. Will be those who put their hands around his shoulder. And the chemical reaction takes place. You'll be amazed at this house you are so particular about, these children you are so crazy about. Don't even hold any remembrance, memory, or events about you. For all you care, you might think you are parenting them the way they should be parented, and they hate you for how you parent them. When you drop dead today because of someone else's work as an employee, you realize that before the nightfall, they will replace you. So I'm saying to you that why don't you go out there and explore life? A lot of you are so scared to start your own business, to live your own life, to bring your own dream into manifestation. You are comfortable with trading your time between 8 and 5 p.m. for a little grain of salary. But when you die because of that job, they will replace you immediately. You as an employer of labor, you realize that when you die, your children could close down your business, or your bank could just come and seize it. And all the things you call legacy. Legacy. You realize that the only legacy you can leave behind is the life you live for yourself, and how much of yourself you have discovered, and how useful you are to others. Not this structure you built, not this house, not this car. those who do monumental things in life, those people you call prophets, those people you call human rights activists, those people you call ancestors, they were not in the corner of their room in the dark getting scared of what people will say about them. They don't give a damn what people will say, how the world will feel. They just want to be who they are. And because they bring about the definition of themselves today, refer back to them all the time. What would you be? How will your memory be? Who will remember you when you are gone with the life you are living right now? I want to be remembered of a man, or as a man who speaks his truth and who calls his kindred, his race back to senses and life. What would you be remembered for? And what price are you willing to pay to live this life? What price would you be willing to pay to live this life? And I'll be rounding up by saying, when I speak of death, I really don't speak about that thing that happened when you can breathe no more. I actually speak about dying. So the woman who wants you all for herself, knowing fully well that when you are out there, you will help more than herself. Dying to the man who wants to seriously suppress you, knowing fully well that you have more to offer the world, but he doesn't want you to share what you have with others. Apologies for the AC. Phone was getting hot. So we had the disconnection. Dying to that food you love so much, dying to that job you just think is going to take you through life and pay your bills, instead of you becoming what you have to become, who you are meant to become. Dying to this habit, the addiction, all of these things. All of these things. So life is beyond death itself. Death is the bringer of life. Death is the bringer of life, and when you embrace it, that's when you truly start living. It will happen to you either now or later. Nothing guarantees that you grow old before you die. Nothing guarantees that you will die while you are still young. Nothing. I hear some people say, with long life shall ye satisfy me. Don't worry, go and drink poison. Don't live healthy. Death is not a reward for doing evil. Life is not a reward for doing good. It happens to us all. It is a natural phenomenon. Just like we breathe, so we die. It is out of breathlessness that we have breath. And out of breath, we become breathless. It is either you go there or you come back to it. Life is simple. The universe has explained to us. Where we go from, that's where we go back to. Or while you move out from the nothingness to something, how would you exit back to nothing from something? What memory are you leaving behind? How would we remember you? Accept death so that you can start living. Accept death so that you can start living. Be dead to the ideology of old. Be dead to the concept of old. Be dead to the religion of old. Be dead to the mentality of old. Be alive to yourself. The world needs you. There are things that only you can bring about. I can't do it. You only can bring about it. No matter how much I speak, some people just don't want to hear what I have to say. But the very things I'm saying, if you say it, they are willing to hear you out. So if you keep quiet and listen to me only, you lose the opportunity of reaching out to them, and they lose the opportunity of being alive in themselves. So when you hear about the resurrection, it is not when you come back from that body that died. It is about you rising up from within yourself to become who you are meant to be, truly working according to your blueprint in life. Accept that, embrace it, nurture it, love it, live with it, so that you can truly start living in life. Baba Yooba lórúkọ mi o, àdúrà ni wọ́n fi máa ràn lọ́wọ́. O ní kúkú òjijì o, o ní báráyé fọwọ́ tì o. ò ní sórí gbé o. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ sẹ́nu ọ̀nà lé rẹ báyìí o. O ò ní torí tí ẹ gbá pósí idẹ láwìn o. O ò ní lójú ẹkún, o ò ní lẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ òṣè o. Oníwájú ò ní kẹ́yìn, ẹlẹ́yìn ò ní kéwájú o. Olórí ò ní dìrù, onírú ò ní dorí o. Igi gbígbẹ nígbó ò ní dúró kígi tútù mọ́ wó o. Àṣẹ ni mo pa o, n ò dá lábàá o, torí ẹ̀mú ìmúrin tì lágbẹ̀dẹ o. Àbá tálágẹmọ́ bá sì dá, ìlò òòṣà òkè ń gbà o. Ṣàṣẹ kọ́ fi ọwọ́ àṣẹ bora, ṣùgbọ́n bọ́ bá ń ṣàṣẹ kọ́ rántí pé ó lè ṣògùn àwúre kó ṣògùn àjídèwe, ó padà kú lọ́jọ́ kan náà ni o. Ó lè gbé èèyàn mì kó fi gbogbo ara ṣàdó, ó padà kú lọ́jọ́ kan náà ni o. Bá a sí gbẹ́rẹ́ ogun fún ọ, tá a ṣá ọ níkọ̀ ẹgbẹ̀rún, ó padà kú lọ́jọ́ kan náà ni. Àmọ́ ńgbà tó ń bẹ láyé kí ló ń filé ayé rẹ̀ ṣe? Because the only way you escape death is when you create a good memory in people. So every time they remember you, you are alive, you are alive, you are alive. Create a good memory. You are alive, you are alive, you are alive. But how do you create a good memory if you have not reconciled death within you? So I decree into your life today. Either you are breathing or you stop breathing. May you be an epitome of life to everyone who read about you, who came across you, who met you, whom you touch, who touches you, who come around you. May you be full of life. May you be full of life. But first you have to die. Die to that addiction, die to that passion, die to that unholy relationship, die to that crazy habit that is actually killing you gradually. Die to it. Die to what people will say. Die, be dead to the opinions of people. Be dead to the opinions of people. Be dead to what people will say. Let that voice die within you, or you die to it. Because until you stop giving a hoot about what people say, you will never actually do what people can say. I decree over your life today, you are going to make news. You are a newsmaker, not a noisemaker, a newsmaker. And if you are a newsmaker, people will talk about you. But first you have to die to what they will say. Because those who do things that count, they never wait to count them. Allow other people to keep record of your life. You keep breaking the records. This is something you can tell your children. Train them up with this mentality. They can be a great scientist. They can be a great inventor. Many breakthroughs we have seen in life is as a result of risking death. Those who risk death gave us life. How many people will you give life to? What are you willing to risk? Thank you very much for joining. And I wish to share more wisdom and admonition with you in the future. Àgbẹ̀ tí ń gbére pàdé olókun kó gbére pàdé rẹ̀ lónìí o. Àlùkò tí ń gbére pàdé ọlọ́ṣà kó gbére pàdé rẹ̀ lónìí o. Onídẹrẹ́ tí ń gbére pàdé wọn níwò kó gbére pàdé rẹ̀ lónìí o. Lèkélèké tí ń gbére pàdé wọn nílé ẹlẹ́fun kó gbére pàdé ìwọ lónìí o. Orí gbígbẹ orí tútù ni bí wọ́n bá ti ń fojú kàn wọ́ lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá látòní àlọ́. Ọmọdé bá sùn àdàtọwọ́ ẹ̀ lẹ̀, wọ́n mọ̀ dàtọwọ́ wọn lẹ̀ fún ọ. Ní rere ni o, ní rere ni o. Adara fún ọ, ayé ọ̀kalẹ̀ o. Don't forget to join our social media at Baba_Yooba, at Baba_Yooba on Instagram, at Baba Yooba on Facebook, in Clubhouse. You can also search for Baba Yooba on Telegram. Baba Yooba on Telegram. We have a Telegram group you can join. We'll be holding a conversation around every 8 p.m. every Sunday night today, where you can give your voice, air your view on Telegram. Baba Yooba on Telegram. Go ahead and search for it on Telegram. Both Android user and iOS user can reach out to Telegram. And I've fed them with wisdom this morning. There are some things I can't type because they are too much for me to type. I just need to send you as a voice note so that you can listen to it over and over again, share with your friend. That is available for you on Telegram, on our Telegram channel, Baba Yooba group on Telegram. gbogbo ìgbà tí mo bá wà pẹ̀lú yín kì í wù mí kí n lọ àmọ́ òun ni ká jẹran pẹ́ lẹ́nu òfò ọ̀nà fún ni ò jẹ́ ọmọ fèyí ṣe lọ á tún mọ́ padà bọ̀ ó dìgbà kan náà àìbáyọ̀.